So I hope the screen is visible and the voice is audible for all now. If yes, so just put a message in the chat box so that we can start with the class. So do it fast. So okay then. So in the previous class we have started a discussion of switching operation of transistor. So in that first we have discussed switching operation, then we have discussed cutoff region, and then we have discussed saturation reoperation. So now in today's class we will complete these another two topics, that is switching cycle and specifications. Okay. So now, so first thing, what we have discussed in the cutoff region is, so what happens to the transistor if it is operated in cutoff region. So in cutoff region, we know that both emitter base to emitter junction and collector base junction are reverse biased. Then, using Eber's mole model, we have derived the expression for IE, IB, and IC. Okay, that is what we have done for cutoff region. Similarly, we have went through saturation region. So, in the saturation region also, we have assumed that the transistor operates in both forward bias, that is, emitter to base junction is forward biased, and the collector to base junction is also forward biased. So, based on that, we have taken the Eber's mole model uh, formulas, and we have derived the expression for IB, IE, and IC in saturation region. So now we'll move on to the next topic, that is switching cycle. So now in this topic we are going to discuss in terms of time. So that is how much time is taken to switch on the transistor and to switch off the transistor. Okay. So here we will consider the one cycle, that is Vm here. This Vm is nothing but the input voltage provided by the Vs. Then we have considered another waveform, that is base current. So this is a base current waveform. And here this we have shown here. So this is nothing but the charge stored across the base. Okay, QB with respect to time. So this denotes that this is the charge stored at the base of the transistor, and this is the waveform or graphical representation of collector current. So how collector current responds with respect to the base current when the charge stored at the base. And these are the times which are used to discuss in this uh, topic. Okay, so now we will start with one by one to understand the switching cycle. So in this we are going to discuss how the transistor is used, okay, to switch in on and off state in terms of time. Now with respect to time, where delay will be introduced. So delay is nothing but some amount of time taken by the device to turn on or to turn off. So we call it as delay. Okay. So now we will start with this circuit diagram. So now look at the circuit diagram here. So in the circuit diagram, okay. So in a circuit diagram, so here what we consist of? So it is consist of one PNP transistor, right? So here in this PNP transistor, we have used two resistors, right? Wait a second. Okay, so now here we have a PNP transistor. So in this PNP transistor, we have used two resistors. One is RS, another one is RL. So RS is the current limiting resistor across the base, whereas RL is the resistor or current limiting resistor at the collector. So now these two are used to limit the excess current which are reached to the PNP transistor. So if I take a PNP transistor, nothing but here holes play a very important role to cause base current, collector current, and emitter current. So now Vs is the supply voltage which is connected across the base. Okay, and VCC is the DC voltage which is connected across the collector terminal, so that we can operate this transistor in common emitter configuration, because emitter here is common between the base and collector. So now, so under such condition, now we are going to discuss how this transistor can be switched in terms of time. So now look at this waveform, VM waveform here. So in this VM waveform, okay, this waveform indicates that here it belongs to the voltage Vs. So here Vs is the voltage which provides this cycle. When the Vs voltage is at positive, we will get the base current. So this is the base current now. Okay. So when Vm increases from 0 to certain value, at that time the base current also reaches from 0 to maximum base current. Okay. So here it will exactly behave with the Vs. So that's why Vs provides us the base current. So now, once this is the waveform for the base current, and here this waveform which is shown here, this waveform indicates that this is the charge stored across the base of this transistor. Okay, so Qs is the stored charge. Okay, at the time of T1. So T1 is the time where the base current charge is stored, that is Qs. Okay, as soon as it reaches the value of T1, then the base current charge increases from Qs to Qb. Okay, so Qb is the charge or maximum charge which reaches at the time of T1. Okay, and the base current is at maximum. So I hope you guys getting this. So we are discussing this with respect to time now. Okay, so now, so what happens when the base current is made from 0 to some value? So initially here, when the base current reaches from 0 to T1, this is the time. When the base current reaches from 0 to T1, we call it as normal active mode time. So at this time, so what happens here? So at this time, the charge stored at the base. So this is the base. Okay. So here, the charge stored at the base, we call it as Qs. So at this time, okay, here the transistor, that is PNP transistor, reaches from cutoff region to active region because it already gets some charge at the base. That charge turns on the transistor and keeps the operating point of the transistor in active mode. So this is happens in T1. Okay. So again, when the base current increased from 0 to particular value, we call it as IB, that's the maximum value. So when it reaches at that value, we call the time where the base current reaches from T1 to T2. Here, this is shown here. When the base current increases from T1 to T2, we call it as final saturated time. So at this time, the charge across the base increases to QB. So QB is the charge where it reaches, that is the base current. So when it reaches the final saturated time, that is QB charge, then at that time, so at that time, here the operating point of the transistor reaches into the saturation. So that is what's shown here. So this is the collector current here. Okay. So at this time, this is called as saturation because here the current collector current gets saturated. Initially, it increases from 0 to certain value. Okay. And after that, here it reaches into the saturation. Saturation means it remains constant. So here, when the time T from T1 to T2, the base current, the charge across the base current reaches to QB. At that time, the collector current reaches to the saturation, that is the maximum current. Then later on, when the base current decreases from maximum to 0, here it is shown here, from maximum to 0, so at that time what happens? So at that time, the collector current starts reducing and reaches to 0 here. So we can say that when the base current is at maximum, the charge across the base is QB. At that time, it is at saturation. When it is at saturation, we call it as on state of the transistor. So similarly, when the base current reaches to 0, okay, and then here the collector current starts falling towards to 0. Okay, at that time, here the charge across the base also starts reducing and reaches to 0. So in this time, we call it as the transistor reaches to cutoff region and it is in off state. So this is how the transistor switching cycle works now. Okay, the same thing also shown here. So it is just repeated here with respect to charge and with respect to collector current. So both are same here. So this and this is similarly equals to this. This is what we have shown directly here. This is drawn in different. That's it. Okay. So this is how the transistor, which is PNP here, works under, okay, in both saturation and cutoff region. So I hope it is clear for everyone. If it is clear, just put a message in the chat box as yes. If it is not, if you want to repeat, so I will repeat this again. So do it fast. If you understood, okay, I will move on to the next topic. If you want to repeat it in some in a simple way, I will repeat the same thing also. So do it fast. So I'm expecting everyone to respond in the chat box. So everyone should respond in the chat box. Total 42 students are there. Then only it is treated as that you guys are present in the class. Okay, Arun P requesting for repeat. Almost all are understood. That's good. So do it fast. Okay, fine. So now what I'm going to do, so 95% of the students so understood this. Only one or two are requesting for the repetition. So I'll just repeat in few words, five or six words, so that it will be a small introduction here. So what I have done, so let us consider one PNP transistor. So it is operating in common emitter configuration. So using this, we are going to discuss about switching cycle. Switching means on state and off state. So we are discussing this on and off using time here with respect to time. So Vs is the voltage which keeps the transistor in cutoff, saturation and active. Vcc is the DC voltage to provide the amplification, that is collector current. Here emitter is common, therefore it operates in common emitter configuration. So now, so look at this. So here, this is the base current, okay, provided by the voltage Vm, which is nothing but Vs here. So now, when the base current is at 0, transistor is in cutoff. When particular value has been given for the base current with respect to Vm, the charge stored across the base we called as Qs, and the time taken to store the charge across the base 0 to T1 is the time taken to store the charge across the base. So at this time, here the collector current IC also starts increasing at the time. So here it is at 0 and particularly starts increasing. When the base current is increased to a maximum value, we call it as some value at the IB. At that time, the charge stored across the base of the PNP transistor will be QB. So when the maximum charge stored across the base, so that at that time, the collector current reaches to the saturation. So this part of the transistor, sorry, collector current is nothing but the saturation part of the collector current of a transistor. Okay, and QB is the maximum charge stored across the base. And the time taken to reach this value is T1 to T2. So again, so at this condition, when the collector current is in saturation, we can say that the transistor is in on state, means it is switched to on. So similarly, when the base current reaches from maximum to 0, here shown here, when it reaches to maximum to 0, then what happens? The charge across the base starts from maximum to
देखो चिकन खाता हो
starts from maximum to 0 here. So at this case, okay, the collector current also starts reducing to 0. So we call this state is nothing but cutoff stage, and the transistor is in off condition. Okay, so this is how the PNP transistor with respect to time, okay, uh, provides on state and off state of the transistor. Okay, in a simple discussion. So I hope it is clear for everyone in simple words. Okay. So now similarly, I am going for the next topic. That is the last topic of this topic. We call it as specifications. Okay. So once we discuss this, we'll move on to the next important topic. We call it as BJT fabrication. Okay. So now, so I hope it is clear for everyone. So now we'll move on to the last topic of this topic, which is nothing but specifications. Okay. Here again we will discuss the response of collector current. The response of collector current in graphical representation. Okay. So now it is again related to the switching cycle. So only few things are different here. So now look at this graphical representation. So first, so first thing what we got, we have a base current. So remember this. So this is our base current. This is our collector current. Okay. So now here we have used some particular words. One is we call it as TD, that is delay time. We call it as TR, that is the rise time. Then T off, that is off time. Then it is TF, that is fall time. And here it is shown in the graphical representation, which is the response of collector current with respect to base current. Okay. So now listen to this. It's very simple and very easy also. So now look at this. So initially, this is the base current, which is at 0. When the base current is at 0 means this is the response of collector current. Okay. So now when the base current increased from 0 to 5 volts, when the base current is increased from 0 to 5 volts, okay, the time taken by the base current to increase from 0 to 5 volt we call it as TD. So TD we call it as delay time, the time taken by the base current, okay, to increase from 0 to 5 volt. So when the base current is at 0, here the transistor is in cutoff mode. I hope you guys know this, right? When the base current is at 0, the transistor is in cutoff. It means that both the junctions, that is EB, emitter to base, and collector to base, so both are reverse bias, that is cutoff region. So in that case, when the base current increased from 0 to 5 volts, I call it as delay time. Okay. Then what happens here, at this time, here the transistor makes the emitter to base junction as forward biased. Okay. And collector to base junction will be same as reverse biased. So at this case, what happens here, the collector current, okay, at this time, when the base current reaches from 0 to 5 volts, okay, here the collector current starts rising. So it starts rising from 10% to 90% of the collector current. Okay, this time called as rise time. I hope you guys getting. So what I have done, I have considered one base current. Then when it is at 0, at that time, here the transistor is in cutoff mode, means emitter to base junction, collector to base junction are reverse biased. Okay. So when it increases from 0 to 5 volts, this is a time we call it as delay time, where the base current increases from 0 to 5 volts. At the same time, here the collector current, okay, and there is nothing but the emitter to base junction becomes forward biased and collector current starts rising. So this is the time where the collector current starts increasing from 10% to 90% of collector current. The time taken to increase from 10% to 90% is called as the rise time of the collector current, that is a transistor. Okay, so now, so here once the rise time is reached, at this time the collector current reaches into the saturation mode. Okay, so when it reaches the saturation mode, so whatever may be the base current, okay, the collector current remains constant. So this much of time here the collector current remains in saturation for base current. So as soon as the base current starts reducing from 5 to 0, when it starts reducing from 5 to 0, so this time we call it as T off, that is off time of the collector current. But still the collector current remains in saturation. Even though the base current becomes 0, but the collector current remains in saturation. The time we call it as T off time. T off time is the time where the collector remains still in saturation. Okay, so this is because the delay in the base with respect to collector. So that's why it remains in saturation when the base current reaches to 0 after the T off time. Okay, after the T off time, here at this particular point, then the collector current starts falling. This time we call it as TF, that is the fall time of the collector current. Okay, so here it is also used as a switch here. On when it is at saturation, off so when it is at cutoff region. So this is cutoff. So this is how the transistor specification works. I hope it is clear for everyone when it is on, when it is off, and how much time is taken to on and to remain in saturation, then how much time taken to fall back towards the cutoff region. So this is about, okay, specification of the transistor. So I hope it is clear for everyone. So I'll just brief again so that you guys can understand it properly. A small brief here, that is initially, so what happens, what I have done, this is the base current. Okay, when it is at 0, it is at reverse bias, that is cutoff region. So both emitter to base, collector to base are reverse biased. The time taken from 0 to 5 is nothing but delay time. This is the time where base current reaches to 5 volts. As soon as it reaches to the 5 volts, here the collector current reaches from 10% to 90%. The time taken to reach the collector current from 10% to 90% we call it as rise time. Then it reaches into the saturation. It remains in the saturation for a particular amount of time. So as soon as the base current starts from falling from 5 to 0, okay, still the collector current remains in saturation. This time is called as T of time. So again, after the T of time, so when the base current becomes 0, the collector current starts reducing from maximum to 0. We call it as fall time. So this is nothing but the specification of collector current with respect to base current. So I hope it is clear for everyone. If yes, just respond in the chat box as yes. Again, if you want to repeat, so we'll repeat the same thing. Do it fast. So I'm expecting everyone to involve in the class, not only few. If you understood, put it as yes. If you want to repeat, I will repeat the same thing again. It's very simple concept. Now do it fast. Okay, fine. So now after this, the next topic is BJT fabrication. So this is one of the important topic. So it might be asked in this coming exam. Okay, it's very simple. So here in this topic, we are going to discuss how the transistor is manufactured. Okay, what are the materials used to construct a transistor? What is fabrication? So that we are going to discuss in this topic. Okay, so fabrication is nothing but it is a stepwise construction of a transistor. Either it may be BJT, or it may be FET, or it may be a MOSFET. So we are going to discuss this BJT fabrication in the next session. Therefore, here I'm going to instruct you guys. Just go through this fabrication notes once. I already sent these notes to all of you. So go through these notes once so that it will be very easy to understand while I'm explaining this in the next session. Okay? Just go through this and go through these points which are given here. Okay? So these points based on these diagrams which are given here. So just go through these points and the diagrams. In the next session, we will start discussing one by one and we will understand that how fabrication works